I've been sick of hearing people say that there are no video games or that gaming is dead. I see a lot of people these days complaining about that how gaming and video games aren't what they used to be anymore. Or even more so that there are not any video games at all now. And you know what? That's just wrong. I'm not implying or saying that the video game industry is perfect right now. It's not, with especially the frequent layoffs and overpricing of video games. But to say that video games are dead, that just makes me sad and angry because I think you and me have been playing totally different games then. Because just last year we had so many great games. I mean, yeah, not all of them were perfect masterpieces, but we need to understand that not everything needs to be or can be a perfect 10. There's so much brain rot on the internet these days that for most people a solid 8 or 7 out of 10 rating means it's bad, that it's poo poo, which is just really crazy to me. And even without that argument, since 2020 we've had like a lot of great games that are really great, like better than 8 out of 10s. We've had Ghost of Tsushima, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2, Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty expansion, Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth, and just very recently Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree expansion. And I'm not even mentioning some other games here, which I think are also dope as fuck. Like some of these games, people don't even want to give a try to. And then they're like, yeah, there's no games. Gaming is dead. Like, yeah, right? RIP. I think a big reason why people are fed up with the gaming industry and why they keep shouting that games are dead is, oh no, wait, I don't think one big reason, like there might be a few. So yeah, first I think it's cause of the poor optimization of some games at launch, especially on PC, like it happened with recently with Jedi Survivor or with Dragon's Dogma 2. The Last of Us Part 1 PC port was absolutely terrible. Now, the second one I would say is the oversaturation of pointless remakes and remasters. No, I don't mean amazing ones like Resident Evil 4, Dead Space, or the Final Fantasy 7 remakes. I'm referring to ones that aren't even that old, like The Last of Us or the rumored Horizon Zero Dawn remake. Like, are you kidding me? That game came out in 2027. If that's true, that's one of the biggest wastes of resources I am ever gonna see if they're actually making a remake of Horizon Zero Dawn, a game which looks absolutely beautiful and came out just some years ago, like 2017, man. It was the end of the PlayStation cycle, kind of like middle part, and they want to remake it. That's just really crazy to me. Now, both of these things combined, I think, are two reasons why people are like, yeah, there's no game, because every way they look, there's either a remake, or if they're interested in some game, they're like, oh no, it's bad on launch, now I'm gonna have to wait a few months, and then the time just goes by and they never actually play it. And now the final reason, which I think is also the biggest one probably, is that games are too expensive now, which is true. Like, not just the base price, but also companies like Ubisoft asking for $100 so that people can see Jabba's butt. I know and understand that a lot of people are paying 50 to 70 bucks for something, and if they're paying 50 to 70 bucks for something, they want to get a great experience. They really want that 9 or 10 out of 10 at that price, which is totally fair. And there are still many games which are worth it at that price, in my opinion. Like, take Elden Ring, take Baldur's Gate 3, take Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, expand your horizons. Try something. You can't keep waiting and trying the same old slop you always have and then complain that gaming is dead. You cannot have a Spider-Man or God of War game every single year. You've got to wait for them. Video games take time to be made, especially now with how much technology they showcase. And and while you're waiting for your next favorite franchise title or something you're looking forward to, like for me, those are The Witcher 4 and Phantom Blade Zero, respectively. For that time of waiting, you've got a lot of other titles to play and give a try to. And it's not like you gotta buy everything at launch now. There are sales, there are subscriptions which offer value for money. Thank you, Xbox Game Pass. Get those and try out the diverse collection of games they offer. Buy and try indie games. Indie games are at an all-time top right now. Those indie devs, they're really cooking, man. Support those devs. Play those games. They're not even that expensive. And those games offer a lot of creativity and variety, and you're definitely going to like at least a few of these new games that they've been putting out, like one after the other. Now, doesn't Killer Bane look just insanely fun? I mean, I'm so excited for that. So now I'm not going to make this video too long to get my point across. I just want to make it clear to anyone that thinks that video games or gaming is dead, that it's not. Period. It's not. 2018 is considered by most people to be one of the best years for gaming for like the past decade or so. But you know what? I think 2023 last year was just as great, if not better. Ever since the pandemic ended, we've had great video games of different genres for all kinds of players. Go out there and see how you can see massive successes like Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3, not to mention the countless other great games, from co-op games like Helldivers 2 to story-based RPGs like FF7 Rebirth to narrative horror like Alan Wake 2 to pitch perfect remasters like Resident Evil 4 or franchise bangers like Ragnarok or Spider-Man 2 to even like expansions like Phantom Liberty and Shadow of the Erdtree. There's everything for everyone. And yeah, it boggles my mind when you or anyone else thinks or says, man, there are no video games now. Like, dude, I'm here fucking grateful I'm getting to experience such a great lineup of games releasing these past few years and all these planned releases for the future, which I'm really excited about. Now, if you condemn modern video game pricing and microtransactions and you can still appreciate gaming and all the great games we're getting, give me a hell yeah. But if you still think there are no games and that gaming is dead, then you can sort off.